Hello guys, welcome to the physics lesson. This is the second lesson in physics. Remember, in the previous lesson we looked at lesson number 1 in physics, and this lesson was no other than general physics, where we talked about what physics is, what physics deals with, where we talked about physical quantities, where we talked about base quantities, and where we talked about also derived quantities, and then we also talked about SI units. So in today's lesson, I'm going to also teach on a very important lesson that comes after general physics. This is a very important lesson which one needs to watch up to the end of the lesson for them to be able to understand the physics. And this lesson is on what we call prefixes. Okay, so this lesson is on prefixes. So prefixes are very important in physics. Very important. So you need to understand what prefixes are. So by definition, prefixes are just the symbols that are added before numbers or before a unit of measurement to represent or to indicate multiples or sub-multiples of the unit. Okay, that's what it is. So a unit is just a what? Prefixes are symbols that are added before units of measurements, okay, to indicate the multiples or sub-multiples of the units. So prefixes are symbols that are added before units of measurement to indicate multiples or sub-multiples of the unit. So let's look at the definition of the unit. All right. So we are saying prefixes, so we are saying prefixes are symbols that are added before units of measurement to indicate what we are calling multiples or sub multiples of the unit. Wow, so this is what um, prefixes are in physics. They are just symbols that are added before units of measurements to indicate multiples or sub-multiples of what? Of the unit. So here, for example, for example, for example, the prefix kilo. We have this prefix here, the prefix kilo. We have this one here, kilo. Means actually 1,000 or 10 to power 3 times the unit. What do we mean, sorry? Or what does this mean? So remember, we there are units we read as 5 kilograms, okay, or 5 kilometers. So that word that comes before the unit gram, for instance, is a prefix, okay? So like the prefix kilo actually means 1000 or 10 to power 3 times the unit. And this kilo is a prefix that is added in front of a unit, right? For example, we have this situation here, i.e., we have a situation where we have saying that is, we have a situation where we are given a measurement like 5 kilogram. Okay, I'm sure those doing physics have ever come across such a measurement like 5 kilogram. Now, in this measurement, this kilo here is a prefix, okay, which just indicates how much that unit is multiplied with another value. So, like in this case, if we say we have 5 kilogram, so it simply means this. It simply means we have 5, and this kilo here is represented by capital K, and then this gram, small letter g. That's what it means, 5 kilogram. Now, this is still a prefix kilo, which now represents what? 1000 or 10 to power 3. So, meaning this can be written as equal to 5, we can say times now, because like I've said, the prefix kilo means 1000 or 10 to power 3 times the unit. So if we have 5, then we have now this one here, which is the kilo, which is this one here, which means this value or that times the unit. So it means you have this value or that value times the unit. So you have 5 times now this becomes or 10 to power 3, this kilo. Then you can put what? Gram there. That's what it means. It also means this equals to 5 times, remember 10 to power 3 means what? 1000. So you can also put 1000 like that. Then you say grams, which can also mean this. 5000 times 1000, I mean 5 times 1000, it will give us 5000 like that. So you see how we have worked out. The prefix, we had 5 kilogram, which can mean 5 kilogram in short using just symbols, which can now become 5 times 10 to the power 3, because the kilo means either 1000 or 10 to power 3, which now can mean 5 times, where there's 10 to power 3, which is the same as 1000, which can also mean 5 times 1000, which can give us 5000 grams. So now in that case, this kilo is now acting as a multiple. So kilo, we are going to say, so, okay, so we are going to say, we are saying, so this kilo is a multiple. So if we say a multiple, it means it is a multiplier. That's what it means. So kilo is a multiplier of the unit or measurement. Meaning when you put kilo, kilo is there to multiply a measurement and then make it actually even easy. Okay, so that's what this multiple means. It just means a multiplier. So kilo, whenever it is given, what you must understand that it is there to indicate as a multiplier. So when we have prefixes, prefixes act as multipliers or they act as a sub-multiples, which are sub-multiples are dividers, which we are going to look at very soon as well. So the prefix milli now also, we can also talk about milli. So you can say the prefix milli. Sorry, I wonder what is going on. Okay, so sorry, saying there prefix milli means 10 to power negative 3 or 0.001, okay, times the unit. Okay, so this one also, that is what it is. So we have another prefix milli. You have ever heard of this thing where we read 3 millimeters, 4 millimeters? Then we can also read 3 milligrams. Okay, so now you have ever heard of milligrams, millimeters. Now we have this milli. That milli just means 10 to the power 3 or 0.001, then times the unit. That's what it means. Okay. Now that is we are saying IA. If we have 5 milli, for example, we have 5 milligrams. Here we had 5 kilograms. Here we have 5 milli. So this milli, it is represented by M. So we can have 5, then you have this 5, then milli can be represented by M, then gram is represented by G. So this one can be written as 5 milligram, which can be like that. Now, this milli here represents 10 to the power 3. So we can also write it as 5 times 10 to the power negative 3. Then we write the gram there, which also can mean, or it can also mean 5 times this is also this, which is 0.001, then what? Grams. Now, if we multiply sorry guys, power seems to have gone, so let's see what goes on. So we have just lost power in my area. However, I have a small backup light which will help me to go ahead with the lesson. So here it means if we multiply 5 times 0.001, this can end up giving us, so we can end up getting something like, what is going on now? So we can end up getting something like 0.005, then we can put the gram there. Now, when you look at this value, here we had 5 milligram, but here now we have 0.005 grams. So the number has reduced, okay? The number has reduced, however, this is what it is. So since the number has reduced, uh, the mid now will now represent a sub multiplier. So we're going to say so, we'll say so, mid is a sub multiple. Okay. Now, what does it mean by multiple? It means a divider. It acts as a divider, so it is a submultiple of the unit. So it means it acts as a reducer. So you have 5 milligrams. Now it can also reduce to 0.005 grams. Okay. So now this milli acts as a what? As a divider. All right. This is what we can learn about the prefixes. So we put them in front or before units of measurements to indicate multiples, meaning how much they multiply the quantity, or to act as submultiples to indicate how much they divide the measurement in that particular aspect. So it's very, very important you understand this. Okay. So we need to look at the table which gives us submultiples. So we are saying the following table gives the common examples of uh, prefixes that act as multiples. So I'm going to have this table where I'm going to give you prefix, name, symbol. So I'll have this table, I'll have prefix name, then I'll give you the symbol, then I'll also give you the multiple of 10 it represents, then I'll also give you the meaning in terms of the number. So let us divide our table. We have here the name, then here we have the symbol, here we have the meaning. Okay. So one of the multiples or prefixes which act as multiple that you should know is actually kilo itself. Kilo, the symbol is capital M, and the multiple of tens it represents is 10 to the power 3. And then the meaning of this is actually just 1000. 10 to power 3, it means 1 and 3 zeros. Okay? So that is that. So very important that you know that one. Okay? Then the other one that we should know is actually maker. The capital, the symbol is the M, then it represents 10 to power 6. Then it represents 1 and 6 zeros. 1 and 6 zeros like that. So when we hear of maker, we must know that we are talking of 10 to power capital symbol M, 10 to power 6, which is the 1 million actually. Okay, so 6 zeros. Let me add another 1. Then another one is Giga. So these ones that I'm giving you are the most common one that you come across at this level. So the other one is actually Giga. Okay, gigahertz or gigabyte. So the symbol is capital G. Then it represents 10 to power 9. 10 to power 9, which means 1 and 9 zeros like that. Okay. Then another one is actually the deca. We have the deca like that one, which is represented by capital D, which stands for 10 to power 10. 10 to power 10, which means 10, 1 and 10 zeros. Okay, like that, like that. So this is a prefix that you must also know. Now these prefixes must be must be mastered. Then the other one is tera, which is written like this, represented by capital T, which stands for 10 to the power 12, which means 1 and 12 zeros, so like that. Okay. Yeah, so that is it, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these are some of the common prefixes that we come across in physics, the common one. So these we call multiples because they act as multipliers, or they actually take the position of multiplying large quantities in physics. So let's look at another table of these prefixes that act as sub-multiples. So we are also going to have this table where we are saying the following table following table gives common prefixes that indicate sub multiples. So these are the ones that we'll deal with. So here we have also the prefix. And here we have symbol. Then here we have multiple of 10. Then here we have meaning. Okay? So let's do it like this. So the first one that we have is what we call dense. We talk of decimeters. So dense represented by small letter D, which actually means 10 to power negative 1. 10 to power negative 1, which represents actually 0.1. That's what it means. Okay? So the other one that we have is actually cent. Cent. Okay? Cent, which is represented by small letter C, which is actually 10 to the power negative 2. Okay? Which simply means 0.01. Then another one we have is actually milli, the one I've already looked at, milli, represented by small letter m, which stands for 10 to the power negative 3, which simply means 0.001. Then another one is actually micro. Micro, represented by this symbol here, which stands for 10 to the power negative 6. 10 to power negative 6. Then this one actually means 0.000001. Okay? That's what that one means. Then the last one we can talk about here is what we call nano. Nano, I'm just giving the common one at this level. Nano, which is represented by small letter n, which just stands for 10 to power negative 9, which is written as 0.000000, then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then like that. Okay? So, now, because of the electricity problem that I have now, I am now deciding to end the lesson here. Okay? Meaning that in the next lesson, God willing, we have proper power. We'll look at how we use these prefixes in physics, because we just don't learn about them for just learning them, but these prefixes are very important in physics, and anyone that is doing physics must understand how these ones works for them to be able to do well in physics. So for now, thank you for watching. Bye and see you in the next lesson. Peace.